Fam, I'm back with another video, and really, I wish I could be making this video under better circumstances, but I really got to put out a truth out there, you know what I mean, and just kind of what's going on in the sneaker game. And the reason why we try to tell y'all put in a lot of legwork when it's a pair of sneakers that you really want, you know what I mean? So this Black Friday, it was the Black Friday of the Black Cat 4. Big release. Everybody's excited about it. It is one of those releases that everybody who's in the game is going to be on top of, trying to get even double up pairs, for themselves or for family members and what have you. And as always, we recommend you put in the legwork, put in as many raffles as you can. And today's video is going to explain exactly why that is, because you could imagine as I put in tons of raffles to get this pair, and I'm taking L's across the board. Particular, Footlocker and Champs, they've been kind of my go-to because I got a lot of points. I can put a lot of head starts. I put 10 head starts in the Footlocker, 10 head starts into Champs, only to be getting this message. Now, could you imagine my frustration where you take the L on the store pickup? I'm thinking, cool, you know, at least I hit on the ship to me option. I got the sneaker coming in the mail. I can't wait, to get it. And you get a message like that. And it's like, I did everything that I was supposed to do to secure the pair. You know what I mean? From Foot Locker and Champs. Like, you put in the 10 head starts just like you're supposed to. You put in the ship to me option as well as the store pickups. You take the L's on the store pickups. You hit on the ship to me option and then get a message telling you that the item you won the raffle to purchase, is now out of stock. How could it be out of stock? The only way that that pair could be out of stock is unless that wherever it was, that it was backdoored, it was stolen. The people at Foot Locker and Champs, they know what happened to my pair. You know what I mean? They got my pair. That's basically what happened in a nutshell. Somebody there got my pair and then canceled my shipping and then just said, you know what, you're out of luck. That's what I got from Foot Locker Champs. And obviously I'm not going to be doing too much business with them again. You know what I mean? I don't know what they're going to do to try to make it right. I got to call them tomorrow, as I just got wind of this tonight. You know what I mean? But due diligence is key. And that's why, even though I went through all of that, you know what I mean? Went through all of that with Foot Locker, I had the wherewithal to know, even though I hit on that, I figured, you know what? If I've got an opportunity to pick it up elsewhere, I better do my due diligence. That's exactly what I did. I'm glad that I did, because if I hadn't, I would have been SOL. You know what I mean? So Hibbit, I'm excited that they gave me a dub, and fortunately, I had the wherewithal to still pick it up, even though I hit on the Champs raffle before this and figured, oh, it's shipping out to me. I could have just said, no, it's shipping out to me. I'm not picking up anything else. No, I did my due diligence, and that's why I'm able to give y'all the review of the beloved Black Cat 4 today. So, the lesson learned: just do your due diligence. When you put in for the raffles, you try to pick up as many pairs as you can, because you don't know. There's a lot of final bosses, man. And this one was a final boss that I wasn't expecting. When you have, somebody in that Champs Shipping Center, Footlocker Shipping Center, the two companies, the sister companies, somebody took that pair and they canceled my shipment. So that's another final boss. But we all know another final boss is whether or not it even gets delivered. Does the UPS or FedEx guy take it? Does somebody do a package theft when it's at your front door? You have to take all those types of precautions when you're doing the ship to me option. But see, this is the reason why everybody's putting into all of those raffles, and they wind up sometimes with a couple pairs, because it's better to wind up with a couple pairs than to wind up with no pair. But that's my rant on that. I'm excited that I did my due diligence and was able to pick up at least the one pair that I wanted for myself. And as you can see, it comes up wrapped up like a burrito. We'll take it out, and here you go. Nike Air at the bottom, because this year's version is a Nike Air version, So you got Nike Air on the bottom, you got Nike Air on the back heel tab, and as you can see, some people talking about the shoe is ashy. This shoe is about as black as you can get. You can put it next to this black cap right here, and you can see, you know what I mean. This is going to be a good match for that. But they did give you some, glossy dark areas over here to kind of make it stand out. So, depending on the lighting won't really do it justice, because it might look a little ashy depending on, who you are. But to me, this is about as black as it can get. It's definitely blacker than some of the other Nubuck releases that I've had, and, certainly done some reviews on. But just to give you a quick rundown on the shoe, you can see, the chrome hits on the eyelets there. You again, the gloss print on the midsole. Other than that, it's a matte black shoe, completely blacked out. This is really the appeal for this shoe, is that it's a completely blacked out shoe. So when you want to get on Darth Vader mode, this is the one to go with. There's no other color on here other than the white down at the bottom, and then you have some graphite over here on the Jumpman, which in my opinion, that could have been black too. I don't know why they didn't just, black that out and make it a little glossy. That's my only, small complaint on this. But as far as the pair looks, I mean, my pair looks really good. The Nubuck feels really good. You know, I can't complain about the shoe at all. This is one I definitely wanted to have. I didn't hit the brick by bricks, and the undefeated I probably should have had. I made a mistake and entered the wrong card number and got that declined, so I didn't wind up getting those. So for me, this is a pair that's right up there with some of those hype releases for the year. And considering how many pairs of these there was, and it's still sold out, and it's still got demand that's sitting a little over 300. This right here definitely deserves contention for that sneaker of the year if you're into that sort of thing. For me, I just like to have a dope pair. I knew it'd go perfect with this cap right here, totally blacked out Yankees cap. Real easy to put a fit together. Throw this hat on, throw these sneakers on, and you can put them on with pretty much anything because it's completely blacked out. So I'm really excited to have this pair and to share that with y'all, but also to give y'all that caution when you put in, even on the next release where you have the Gamma 11s coming out. I mean, you're gonna have to do the same thing. You put in the legwork. If you really want that pair, try to get as many pairs as you can, and that's going to ensure that you at least get your one pair. Worst that can happen is you get multiple pairs, and then you do what you will with that. But bottom line is, there's all kinds of little things that can have you not having your pair. But I'm glad to have this pair. I'll show you all the other sneaker real quick, because as I'm reviewing this, I'm kind of going over the shoe to make sure there's no flaws or defects. But this is the other shoe. You got them both here together. I'll flip them around. So Nike Air on the back. I mean, really, totally blacked out. If that's what you want, if that's what you're into, you want a monochromatic shoe. To me, you know, this is one of those pairs that it'll go nicely with the I got the sail all white joint, do a side by side with that one day. I just wanted to give you all a quick rundown on this sneaker, but if I do a review on that shoe, I'm definitely going to bring these next to it because I think they both, one's kind of the white version of the other, But it is a beautiful sneaker. I'm glad that I was able to secure my pair. Again, do your due diligence when you're doing this. Make sure that you get your pair. Next drop coming out. You know what I mean? Put in all the legwork, put in all the raffles. Y'all know what to do. Most of y'all has been in this sneaker game for a little while. For those that don't know, best bet is you might go to someplace like sneakernews.com, look up where to buy, and it'll show you all the raffles as far as what you can put into. I know like Snipes, DTLR, Footlocker Champs, Hibbett's, JD Sports, all of those, you're going to have to do that kind of legwork, put in for all the raffles if you really want a high heat pair, something like this. And of course, the Gamma 11's coming. Those are, there's some demand there. There's a lot of pairs, like a million pairs. But again, you just don't know what kind of games are going to be played. So, do what you got to do to secure your pair. But with that, I'll give you another look all together with this beautiful blacked out sneaker, and then I'll be on to the next one, y'all. So just had to give y'all that. That's just my 2 cents as far as what you should do, what you got to do when it comes to the sneakers. um, you know just make sure that you put in the legwork and make sure that if you have an opportunity to get more than one pair, you just do what you got to do. If you have to turn around and return a pair or something like that, that happens all the time. When it comes to the Gamma 11s, I expect them to be similar to these, in terms of difficulty to get and in terms of shenanigans that you might face. So just do what you got to do. With that, I'll talk to you all on the next one.